Ladies and gentlemen, the Phoenix Suns are planning to go into training camp with Bradley Beal starting as their point guard. I don't know about it, but y'all know. We're going to get into the intro, talk about it right after this.
Welcome to the number one place for your daily basketball news and analysis, NBA Central.
So, welcome back to another episode of NBA Central. You got me, Bobby, and then you got my guy over there that speaks, Stevo. What's the word?
What's the word, man? Man, Phoenix out here tripping. That's the
For
word.
real. But hey, if y'all like what y'all listening to today, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. So every time we drop, you be one of the first ones to know. Now, Steve-O, this report came from Shams. He was saying that the expectation is that the Suns, they want Bradley Beal being that starting point guard with a young guy and Jordan Goodwin being the backup point guard. What are your thoughts on this, brother?
I didn't like it. I didn't like them losing campaign straight out the gate like that because I'm like, hey, you already low on guards. You done gave up almost all your guards that you got, and he's a true point guard. So now that you done got rid of the one true point guard, now you sitting here trying to you got some projects now.
Right.
And if to be honest, I'm sitting here like, hey, we actually seen what Devin Booker looked like in the point guard position. We seen what happened with Bradley Beal when John Wall went out and Bradley Beal stepped in. Yeah, it ain't the best. He ain't the best point guard when it comes to decision making,
Right.
and that's what it is. Like, yeah, he can make some passes and stuff, but when it comes to decision making, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if I want it because, like, even when John Wall did step up, it wasn't like his assist jumped.
Right.
It did, but it didn't. In the same time, like for the most part, before John got hurt, he was averaging around 2 to 3 assists a game,
Mm-hmm.
and once he went out, it jumped to 5. But
Right.
you need and to be in that consideration of a true point guard range, you at least got to get above 6. And
Right.
he just hasn't shown any evidence that he can be a true and somebody that said I was talking to him around when the time's done, it's like, yeah, it's gonna be cool. It could probably work for the majority of the season, but when the playoff time come around, that might when it start the issue might be come up awry.
Right.
So yeah, I'm not gonna completely blow it up and be like, I don't know about this gonna be trash, but it wouldn't be the decision I'd be most comfortable making, to be honest.
Right. And then I kind of understand it from the perspective of the Phoenix Suns because in 2021, 2022, Brad Beal, he averaged 6.6 assists for the Washington Wizards, but he only played in 40 games that season. So I don't think
Right.
that's a big sample size. I mean, but so that in 2021, 2022, 6.6, and then last year 5.4. So I can kind of see that there's some intrigue there. But if we being honest, he was the number one option. So a lot of he was seeing a lot of double teams. So typically he'll have to
Uh-huh.
get that ball up, and he had other guys around him to where they was gonna have to make a basket. So
And,
that
and,
it could be real, but then it could be you know a little
and
iffy at the same time.
and to interrupt you real quick, the turnovers is high in his career is high around those times where
Exactly.
the 2021 to 2022 and the 2018-17 season where he averaged 3.4 turnovers, 3.1 turnovers, back to 3.4, and last year
Right.
2.9.
Yeah, and that's and I think now if you wanted this guy to. So the terms that Sham used was initiate a offense. Okay, you can initiate an offense, but what about when you need a bucket in the closing moments?
Hmm.
Can he orchestrate an offense? You know what I'm saying? Can you get the ball to the right people? Can you read and react to defenses? Can you set people up the right way to get easy buckets? Because we know the type of scores that you got. You know that KD believes that offense win championships. Damn dummy. But yeah, it's still like I'm not saying he can't do it, but I
Hmm.
would say it's still gonna be some reservations, at least for me, because I gotta see it on wax first, and then you already know once playoff time comes, all you don't have to game plan for the next team game after game. You game planning for one team and one team only, and they can make it tough on you because what if we see those 3.3 turnovers start to go up? in the playoffs, in moments to where a coach is gonna be like, "Hey, let's apply some pressure on them. Let's apply some full court. Let's apply some screens, some double teams on them or something like that." You feel me?
Exactly, because I can honestly see him getting blitzed, and that can cause a trouble for a couple games. And
Right,
in the playoffs, a couple games can cost you the whole series.
right,
And like you said, when they get in the playoffs, but besides them watching you for a whole year, now they got tape on you from game one to game two to game three, or how many games you go. So not only do they have a whole year of you in a new system, your traits and everything, your tendencies and everything, they know how your coach think, they know how the team around you thinks, and now that it's a small sample size, they know even more depth. Now they learning your plays.
right.
Now they knowing if he go this way, if I run this certain type of action, that mean Booker gonna pop out this way, and then stuff like that. That's how you lose series, and that's how a lot of teams start getting irritated with each other because it's okay seeing somebody go off, but when they start breaking down you as a team, and
Hmm.
coaches start figuring you out, teams start figuring out, make sure y'all not on the same page, you start arguing with each other. That's what leads to downfalls of teams, and we got some egos on this team. Let's be
Yeah,
real.
facts. And I think that one thing that we need to really, really see from Bradley Beal is simple. Does he have that for lack of a better word, does he have that calmness? You know what I'm saying? That a traditional point guard will bring in crazy moments of the game. Okay,
Hmm.
the opposing team, they just put on an 8-0 run. Do I
Hmm.
have the calmness within me to calm everybody down to where we could be like, all right, y'all, we really, really need to run a play right here, run a set, and we need a bucket. I haven't seen Brad Beal do that. Maybe I could be wrong, but I haven't seen Brad Beal do that for my eyes. And I think those moments gonna have to be some. And I'm not trying to say, what I'm saying, be negative Nancy or however y'all want to call it. But the guy is injured the last
He
few
is
years a
injury
lot.
prone.
So if
Yeah.
he missed some time, or if you missing time from Kevin Durant or Devin Booker with his hamstring as of the last few years, that takes away from what you can build and how you can go ahead and get better as the expected starting point guard.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you brought up calmness because it also goes with awareness. One
Right.
of the main important things when it comes to being a point guard and a professional point guard is awareness, the understand the moment of the game and understand how the game is going.
Right.
So there's some of the things people don't pick up on when it comes to point guard position is, oh, we just missed about 4 shots. We've been going back and forth. Both teams missing shots, and you see that point guard about to run down court, and he stopped. That's
Mhm.
him surveying the land,
Mhm.
realizing the moment, looking at his team as like, all right, we need to calm down.
Exactly.
Everybody don't have that built into them.
Yeah.
Point guards and true point guards been built into that since they was just kids.
Right.
So it's taught, it's in their mind, and as far as I know, I don't know. Yeah, everybody plays point guard in high school, but
Right.
a lot of them not always traditional point guards and
Right.
purist passers.
Mhm.
So I don't know if he has that calmness. I don't know if he has that awareness. Yeah, he know how to go about the game level when it comes to scoring. He understands that. But when it comes understanding the game versus, I need to know was how many shots KD got. If he need more, how many shots D Book got, how many fouls he got, how many timeouts we got, what the coach thinking over there, what play they just ran the last 3 times. Like that's the type
Yeah.
of stuff you gotta think of when you're a point guard.
Facts. And
It's
how
not just
many
passing the
touches
ball.
and how many touches you got DeAndre Ayton to keep him engaged. You know what I'm saying?
Especially
Yeah,
we
because
forget him. That's another
yeah.
thing. We completely forget him.
Yeah. Yeah, because like me, like I know one comparison that a lot of people gonna be like, well, look at James Harden in his way. But if we keeping it a buck, Mike D'Antoni's offense was just, hey, we just gonna run pick and roll or drive and kick. You don't have that. This team with the Phoenix Suns is not made up for KD and Devin Booker to be standing in the corner waiting for you to drive and kick. So I think there will be some challenges there, but I do got to ask the question: how big do you think is the loss of campaign? Because I think he made a big difference
It's
in that playoff series against Denver when he was inserted in that lineup.
Yeah, because he's a part of your culture. One, He was one of those he was one of those people that grew along with Devin Booker. They both
Mm-hmm.
improved their game together.
Right.
So a lot of chemistry is there with a lot of, I mean, now you just, especially with now, you just, now it's like a very, very new team.
Right.
Minus the people, and even then, KD only had KD probably coming up on a year being there.
Right.
He hasn't even been there for a year. So you
Right.
got new everywhere. So it's pretty much Devin Booker, and Aiden has been the traditional people that been there.
Right.
Everybody else is fairly new. So now you still building camaraderie up, and now you got to build even more because you got a completely different bench.
Exactly. Yep.
So yeah,
Yep.
I think it would definitely hurt them early in the season and in the playoffs.
Yeah, me personally, I just hope that they can stay relatively healthy because there's no ways that you're gonna have KD missing 20 games or have him missing 15 games here. These guys, they're gonna have to get time on the floor. You just can't insert somebody into the lineup in the playoffs and expect these guys to go out here and win a championship. We seen that last year because a lot of people was like, the Phoenix Suns are gonna win a championship, and Denver said, "Nah, no, the fuck they not."
No, they
So
ain't.
sent them right up, to their crib, and there was a lot of changes. But this guy, Jordan Goodwin's supposed to be the backup. The most action he's seen was last year. He played in 62 games, about 18 minutes per game, and only gave these guys 6.6 points, 2.7 assists, and is a little down on the 3-point shooting to space the floor. But I guess with these guys that they got on the floor, they wouldn't expect him having to score much. But hey, he from Illinois, from the crib, so
Yeah,
we'll see what he can bring.
I'm gonna give you some of his stats. And he did all 4 years at St. Louis College. Averaged 11 points his freshman year. 4 assists per game. Yeah, pretty much averaged 3.5 assists his whole career. Averaged
Right,
10 his second year, his sophomore year, and his junior and senior year is probably his best year stat wise with 15.5 his junior year and
right,
14.4 his senior year.
for sure. I ain't gonna count him out. I just want to. We got to. Me, I'm just a guy that like we can look at the stats and the stats tell one story, but I feel like the film and the game tell a completely
Facts.
different story. You know what I'm saying? We like stats. Well, I like stats. I don't want to speak for nobody else. I like stats to be like, all right, cool. This is what they did, but
Hmm.
I also be like, show me the film to show me what they did. How did it come? How did they get the 20 points? How did they get the 7 assists? I like to watch the film. So they just
Facts.
got to put it all on wax for me, bro.
Yeah, that's really, it's a lot of teams like that, but especially Phoenix. It's yeah, we definitely trailed back and been like, I don't believe, and it turned into some belief. But we still
Right.
got to see it. No matter how many good moves they done made, yes, the Bowl move sign is a good signing,
Yep.
along with the plethora of other ones they did in the free agency. But we still got to see it. They
Yep.
still got to stay healthy, and that's
Yeah.
two of the main factors. And one factor don't happen. It just don't.
Yeah. Facts. We definitely got to see it. But you got anything left on this topic, my guy?
Nah, man. Just hey, make sure y'all subscribe, stay tuned, and more videos to come. Cause when there's stuff dropping, we gonna drop.
Facts. Time to apply pressure, y'all. But hey, y'all can follow everybody here collectively at NBA Central Pod on all social media platforms. And y'all already know, man, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so every time we drop, you be one of the first ones to know. It's another episode of NBA Central with Bobby. That's Stevo. We gonna catch y'all on the next one for sure.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks Media.